More on this, we can speak to Dr. Bharat Pankhania. He's a senior clinical lecturer at University of Exeter. He's also an expert in communicable disease control and infectious disease management. He joins me now live from Bath in the United Kingdom. Doctor, great to have you. Great to see you. How significant of a development is this?
This is very good news, especially for those very little tiny babies. So, of course, we've always had treatment, but it has been a hit and miss thing in that we used doses which were for older, heavier babies to treat the very young, very little underweight babies under 4.5 kilograms. But now that we have the formulation and we know that it works, it is much safer. It's much safer, therefore much better and so much easier to treat. It's also in a dispersible form. In other words, you dissolve the tablets and then drink the solution in which the tablet has been dissolved. So very good. And also it's a 2-dose, 3-day treatment. Again, much better that way. Overall, very good news for those very tiny babies.
Doctor, as I understand, certainly this is a positive step when it comes to the fight against malaria. But, we have been fighting this disease for decades now. When will it finally be over? What would it take for this fight against malaria to come to an end?
Oh, that would be a lovely thing if we could achieve it. And there are multiple strands of action going on. And this is a wonderful area to be interested in. So one of the solutions inevitably will be not having those mosquito populations. So that's one method. The second method is a successful, effective malaria vaccine. It is not easy to produce vaccines against infections such as malaria. It's not the same as a vaccine for a bacterial or a viral infection. So, but the positive news is with the big success of the mRNA vaccines, which we extensively used during the COVID pandemic, I would put some of my money on that a mRNA platform of vaccine may be developed, which will then make us very well protected against malaria. That's my hope.
Now, Dr. Pankhania, as you may know, anti-malarial resistance remains a growing concern in sub-Saharan Africa and also in Southeast Asia. I wonder, how does this vaccine fix into that?
So a vaccine is much better than using anti-malarial treatments, because when you use anti-malarial treatments, you are selecting against resistance. In other words, the more anti-malarials you use, the more you select against ones who can survive the effects of that anti-malarial drug. So with respect to vaccine, of course, you're not doing that selection thing. You're just, when you get infected, your immune system fights that infection and prevents you from developing the disease. So a vaccine is a much better strategy. A better strategy still is not having populations of malaria mosquitoes in your neighborhood.
Dr. Bharat Pankhania, thanks very much for joining us here on TRT World. I really appreciate your taking out the time.